Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks for those in Blaster. Today I've got two replays again, both in British mediums. So for starters, I'm in the Centurion 7. This is pretty good matchmaking. Got tier 7 tanks to shoot at. But this game does not start particularly well, and there is also 3 artillery in this game, so I've already put in chat somebody shoot them. I think, yeah, oh yes. Somebody shoot you. Yeah, it doesn't start particularly well though. Make a few mistakes here. There's a GSOR over there, tier 9 light, and I'm just going to keep moving, but somebody does go up to the hill in the centre there, AMX 1357, and I do get spotted, and yeah, mess up shot there, and I take a 90mm gun shell pretty much for no reason. And then, yeah, one of the artillery hits me, so that's another 130 damage. Completely mess up that shot as well, so yeah, not a great start. Lost a bit of health, not really done much. I'm going to stay here for a while, just because I've got bush cover, and that GSOR is being a little bit persistent. But tier 9 medium, enemy Centurion 7 has just appeared in the centre of the map. I probably need to get up there and start firing back at him, but I just want to be a bit cautious. GSOR is moving back up. Is he going to pop out? Yep. That shot does not look like it hit though. Still, we've managed to make it across the open ground. A little bit late, but better late than never. There is a Centurion 7, and yeah, mess up another shot. That was a lucky bounce. He left through my turret. Should have a shot on the P43, but he's dead before I can aim at him. There's also a Panther around there somewhere. Yep, another miss. Trying to aim for Commander's Hatch, or maybe just pen the side turret, but yeah, didn't go in. And I'm looking for Panther, but I timed this one pretty badly, and I have to keep moving. Shot doesn't even land on target, and that guy gets another hit back in. Luckily, the enemy Centurion is not fully upgraded, and managed to put one into the angled top of his turret as he was on a reverse ridge, so it flattens out the turret. Put shot into the Panther, but then get ammo racked in return, so still not a brilliant start. I've only managed to really put 2 shots in, and I've taken quite a bit of damage in return. The enemies are capping as well, and we've only got a defender over there. Well, now we don't have a defender over there. I need to get over there and help. Bit of a kill steal here, artillery just, yeah. But, well, that's alright as long as he's dead. But let's just start counting up the kills then. So I took out the enemy Centurion 7 with a shot into his turret. No idea where that shot went. I haven't got a clue, but yeah. King Tiger is still alive, but he shouldn't be for too much longer. So of course it bounces. Yeah. This is the first piece of good luck I have all game pretty much. Trackseat that shot, and I've got a pretty good repair crew in this tank. Yep, yet another shot just goes into an enemy's tracks, but then this is a trick I like to use. If I reverse, that means the enemy's going to pull out to get a shot, because he thinks I'm still reloading, and then if you start driving forwards, just as you're about to reload, then the enemy won't have time to react, and even if they do, they're going to be reversing and you should be able to catch them. Another tracking hit, kind of side scraping against the VK here. It's where you angle your side armour to stop enemy shells instead of angling your frontal armour, and it allows you to get shots off. You have to angle at quite an extreme angle though, otherwise obviously your side armour will be weaker. Friendly artillery does stun me there, although I'm not too worried about that. Speaking of artillery, This will be my 4th kill. So counting up, we've got him dead, that's 1. Centurion, that's 2. VK 100, that's 3. And we managed to get the King Tiger on another shot. T-54 lightweight managed to overturn himself, so he's dead, which is unfortunate. And I'm not confident about pressing the enemy cap, well, enemy spawn point, I guess, because yeah, there are quite a few tank destroyers over there. Challenger, T-25-2, and they might be tier 7, but they can still penetrate my hull, so I've got to be careful. And we have completely lost the hill, so let's go and help out over there. At least spot some targets for the T-25-2s on the team. The VK's taken a bit of a battering as well, but well, I do get a little bit lucky here, which helps to even things out, because the VK, he really didn't time that well. Yeah. And turret armor will eat the shot from him easily, but he doesn't actually hit. Yeah, unlucky for the VK. Although I probably should have been looking at the Panther, who just goes straight out. Now I can't hit his side armor because he's kind of side scraping, but I could bounce a shot off the front of his turret, which was rounded downwards, and then into his hull. Kind of bounce the shot off his turret armor so that it hits his hull armor. Don't know why the Panther popped out. He must have thought I was still on my reload, but that's kill 5. And again, trying to reverse side scrape, as you saw me do in the Centurion Action 10 in a previous video, but the gun depression over the back of the tanks is not good in Centurion, so and I'm on a reverse slope, it would have been difficult. So we're going to have to try something else. This is a little bit risky, but I think it's the only thing that's going to work. And luckily, I timed that shot pretty much perfectly. Now, I'm thinking about going straight over to kill the T-25, but he's got a bit of health left, he can spot me, and there is still a Challenger and enemy artillery in play. So just wait to go unspotted. Think I've given it enough time. Now we push, and that's the enemy M53. Miss, so he's now spotted me, so the T-25-2 should have been able to get a shot into me, but he doesn't. Even after I shoot him, he doesn't react, so I think he may have disconnected from the server, might have had some internet problems, although I don't think it mattered too much. At best he was going to only get 1 shot, which would not have killed me, and wouldn't have been too bad, although Challenger's just popped up, and instead of turning to face him, I'm just getting into cover behind that rock, and then now I can deal with the M53 with impunity. Good shot there, and he just misses. And I've loaded the high explosive, which in the Centurion 7, the tertiary high explosive is pretty high penetration stuff, and then the premium is exceptional, although I am on 221 health, and that is below the average damage of the T-25-2. So if the T-25 had got a shot in, this game could have ended very differently. Lucky to get the shot into the Challenger there. Looked like my cursor was aimed at the rock, but that just leaves the enemy artillery. And I'm currently on 7 kills after killing the VK. Oh, yeah, there's the Radley Walters. High explosive loaded, and again it is the tertiary stuff, so it doesn't quite have as high penetration as the premium, but into the fighting compartment it's still a pen. That's 8 kills. But the good news is that the artillery, I killed all 3 of them, so that would be a Dimitri's medal. I managed to kill the VK-75, who was in the centre of the map. And the M53-55, well, yeah, all 3 artillery, and that just got me the 8 kills at the end. So that got me quite a load of medals, as you can see. Don't be fooled by the 7,805 XP. That's actually for a ×5 bonus for the the first victory of each day. But yeah, that's a Radley Waltz medal for 8 kills, Top Gun for 6 kills as well, Dimitri's medal for 3 artillery kills, the best kind of kills, and also managed to pick up Steel Wall, which was a little bit unexpected, but I think I did over 1,000 damage blocked by armour as well, and then the high caliber. I was also an ace tanker, fire for effect, just more damage than the hit points of my vehicle. And I also got spotter, which is again a bit of a surprise. Yeah, duelist because I killed 2 tanks which did damage to my vehicle. Bruiser for a lot of critical hits. I think I've got Deadeye on the gunner of this tank, so that kind of makes sense as well. Hand of God, survived the battle after receiving damage from 4 different vehicles. But yeah, that spotter medal was a bit surprising. That's 1,000 assistance damage just from spotting, and as you can see there, I actually do 1,538 assistance, 1,260 damage blocked by armour. Yeah, that's again a bit of a surprise, but 4,120 damage to enemy vehicles isn't the best for a tier 9 medium, but it's still pretty good. And coupled with the damage block armor and the assistance damage, that got me a good amount of XP. That was 1,419 XP. So, replay 2. And this game was a bit of a surprise. Tier 8 game, so this is a tier 8 British medium. It's the FV40. I have only just got this tank. I got a discount voucher, 30%, so I only just bought this tank, and I experimented doing using some of the paints on the tank for just mix it in with the camo, and I think it actually looks pretty good on this tank, sort of a blue outline. But yeah, only very recently got this tank, and this game was in fact my third game in this tank, so I wasn't really expecting too much, but I decided the gun's pretty accurate on this thing, so maybe I should try sniping from the middle road, drive over the cover in the cap circle. You might be able to shoot through those sort of packing cases and camo nets, but only if you're firing armor piercing or APCR, and heat as well, I believe, sometimes. High explosive, if you just want to reset the cap and you want to just hit them with high explosive and do some splash. It won't go through the packing cases, so quite often you can mess up that shot, but I've been spotted, so I need to be careful. But it's always worth driving through those pieces in the middle of the base, because enemies can use that as cover. The ELC's just driven off the side and he's going to drown, which is unfortunate, and so, oh, I've been spotted as well. I'm going to pull into the rock for cover. So this hasn't really gone to plan, unfortunately. Got no one spotting for me. The LHMTV just isn't quite in the best position to spot the LTTB. I believe he was the one that spotted the FV4202, but again, nobody's really in a position to shoot at that guy. So unfortunately, light tanks on the team haven't been too useful so far. It's not exactly their fault, it's just positions that they chose haven't been too useful. Take a hit from the LTTB, I was expecting that. Was not expecting a shot from the bat chat. Angle my turret armour. Obviously this is still a British medium and strong turret armour. But I also take a hit from a Borsig, and luckily he had the low damage gun. Borsig has 2 guns. One has high penetration and good accuracy and does 500 damage, 490 to be precise. And that was the gun he hit me with. The other one is less accurate and has... Actually, I'm not sure whether the penetration is too different. I think it does have a little bit lower penetration, but the main thing is it does 750 average damage, which is insane for a tier 8 tank. So yeah, you can see the shot just went straight through the rear armour. Big hit there, but Yeah, that was a little bit unnecessary. So currently I've only put 1 shot of damage in, and I've taken half my health. So yeah, again, this game did not start well, but it gets better. Now, the FV4202's turret armour, as I was saying earlier, it is a British medium, so it does have pretty good turret armour, although it's not quite as good as the other Centurions. It's a bit like the Action 10. It doesn't have a gun mantlet. It just sort of lacks the gun mantlet and the real frontal armour strength that some of the other Centurions have. It does still have gun depression though, which this Panzer 58 is about to find out, unfortunately.
Permission to engage. We've damaged them.
Yeah. So weaknesses of the FV4202. The turret armour isn't actually as strong as some people might expect. PK, yep, side armour. Those two heavies haven't realised I'm there. They do now though. The good news is that the hull armour is actually slightly better, which is probably why that shot didn't do any damage. But just to demonstrate the difference in turret armour, you see a Centurion, the only way you get through a Centurion's turret is if you hit it to the sides of the gun mantlet and get lucky, or if they're on a reverse ridge, you can sometimes put it through the upper angled part of the turret. This thing though, you can actually just put shots basically straight through the centre of it if you've got a 20-pounder gun, which has about 226mm of penetration. But as you can see here, I figure out that I do actually have a shot at the FV, and yes, that went straight through his upper turret. He was below me, so I have a bit more of a flat angle to shoot at, and that was... It's a little bit surprising to a lot of people. Most people just look at British mediums and think you're never getting through the turret, but yeah, no, it's not quite the same in the FV4202. The hull armour though is slightly better. Just want to get out of line of sight of the Tiger II. Hull armour is not particularly thick, but it's angled back so much you actually ricochet shots if you are just popping over ridge lines, which is quite useful sometimes. And I have to go all the way over to get a shot at the Tiger. Side turret. Yep. Anyway, that bush doesn't actually work, so yeah, I just got spotted there, but it's fine. Pull back, and I'm gonna pop out sideways now. BK's angled well, so that shot bounced. This is the gun that the tank has, is the 20-pounder with the Type B barrel. Yeah, not quite enough to get through the BK side turret at that angle still. 226mm of penetration. Same as the Type A barrel 20-pounder on the Centurion 1 and the Primo Victoria. But the difference with the Type B barrel gun is it's got a little pressure canister, or I think it's a fume extractor or something, on halfway down the gun barrel, same as Centurion 7. But it is a little bit more accurate, especially on the move, although not so much in the FV4202, and it also has a quicker reload time. But again, not so much on the FV4202. It's something like a 6.7 second reload. Got spotted again, so pull back. I don't know what the artillery's doing, but if I was in artillery, I would be firing squarely at me right now. But yeah, 6.7 second reload in the Centurion 5 and the Primo Victoria, even with the Type A barrel, their reloads are 6.1 second, with a gun rammer equipped, that is. I'm not sure whether... No, I'm pretty sure I did have a gun rammer equipped on this tank in this game. So, a little bit confusing there. Different reloads, the tanks are at the same tier and they have the same gun, so a bit strange. Batchat is running now, and that was close, left on the 6 health. Tiger looks like he wants the kill though, so this could be bad. Put a shot in. But the Tiger looks like he actually tries to fire at me, and he doesn't quite have the gun depression, so it missed and the Batchat killed him. Now there's someone in the cap circle. Now I try to kind of use the ridges over here. Whilst the turret armour isn't as good, you still want to put the FV straight onto a ridge line if you can. Well, not quite quick enough on the trigger to hit the bat chat. And then the SU appears, and yeah, no, this could be dangerous. Move up the ridge a bit, might be able to get a shot over the rock, but not now. And unfortunately, this just turns straight into a corner fight. But remember I said the hull armour on this tank was slightly better, and at the angle that I'm putting it at, yeah, the FV just bounces straight off. It doesn't quite have the calibre of gun to overmatch. And that's the Batchat gone as well. Unfortunately, the Batchat 12T did take out our Batchat with his final shot. And then that's where the VK is, and that caught me completely by surprise, but yeah, I guess it makes sense. He angles at the last second, bounces that shot, but he's overextended. He didn't even hit me, and lower glaciers works. So that was a bit intense, and to win this game now I've got to kill both the artillery. But yeah, you can just see the hull armour might not be very thick, but sometimes it can really work as a clutch victory holder. If it wasn't for that extra hull armour, I would definitely have taken a hit from the SU there. And whilst that wouldn't have killed, well, probably wouldn't have killed me, 490 average damage on the SU as well, you're going to see at the end of this game it's a lot closer than at the moment. Now I'm just going to pop over the ridge to spot, but then this guy appears. That shot just goes into his tracks. Now there's no point in loading high explosive, because even with high explosive it's always going to take 2 shots to kill the GW Tiger on 440 health. But he starts pulling back down the ridge, which is strange because gun depression on artillery is, well, as you can see there, shot sailed straight over. It's not good. Managed to take him out. But remember, if that SU had hit me earlier, that would have been me dead. 400 damage from the M40. Take a bit of a speculative shot there, but nothing hit really. It was just a long shell tracer. And again, I was a little bit caught out here as well, because see where that M40 shot came from? Pop over the ridge here, and I'm thinking he must be behind that rock, so I'll go around the other side and surprise him from the rear. As it turns out, I'm the one that got surprised. I've no idea how that guy got there so quickly, but well, I pull back right into the hill just in case, but yeah, in hindsight he probably hadn't reloaded by now. So one more shot is all it's going to take, and if I can just pop out quickly and take it, then... Ah. Okay, right. No idea where that shot went, but looks like he's going to take another one.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, he didn't get the return fire off, so it's all good. And that's 6 kills and 3,129 damage. But I was feeling a little bit disappointed after I took the hit from the Borsig earlier, because I'd only put 1 shot out and I'd basically lost half my health. And it's the same thing with the Centurion 7. I'd already taken a few hits, got stunned by artillery, just by the time I'd actually managed to kill the Centurion 7 in the first game. But it's always worth carrying on. See, I do know a few people who, if they're having a bad game, they might just think, yeah, I'm going to give up for now, I'll go, maybe just attack the enemy a little bit more recklessly, probably get myself killed, and then I'll just take a break from the game for a bit. But it's always worth persevering. And, yeah, I could have got angry and made mistakes, because generally you make more mistakes when you're irritated and angry. But I stuck with it in this game, and it's a good job I did, because I wouldn't say that I single-handedly took out even half the enemy team. I had some good help from my teammates, like the Batchat 12T, the artillery. People who just helped me out kill with the SU-130, helped deal with the Tiger and the VK. But I do think I played quite an important part in this game, getting 6 kills, resetting the cap from 2 guys, and just staying alive until the end to get rid of the enemy artillery and win. If I'd given up or just sort of driven straight down the middle road as soon as I took the hit and got myself killed, this game would have ended very differently. So, not quite so many medals this time, but still got Ace Tanker, which is a record. This was my 3rd game in the tank, so yeah, really just amazing, really surprising. I did still get Top Gun and Pascucci's medal, so not quite the Dimitri's, but I got all the artillery in the game that I could have killed, so 2's just going to have to do. Top Gun for the 6 kills, and then again I get Hand of God, survived the battle, taking hits from 4 enemies, again fire for effect, and that's Duelist again for surviving or killing 2 tanks, which did damage to my vehicle. Also got Sharpshooter, 10 shots in a row, hits that is. You don't actually have to penetrate those shots, but as long as you get 10 hits in a row, then you get that medal. A little bit easier at lower tiers when you've got autocannons and things like that. You can just unload at close range, but quite a good medal actually at high tiers. 2 bonds, yeah, and again this was times 5 bonus, so 6,900 XP is not quite accurate. I did get 238 assistance damage, not quite as much, 910 damage blocked by armour, which is actually, that is quite a lot. And then 3,129 actual damage to enemy vehicles, and just looking here, I damaged quite a lot of enemies, and yeah, I'm sure that the ISU-152 got high caliber with 4,500 damage, and that is a wicked amount of damage, although it is an ISU-152, so he actually probably didn't manage to get too many shots in. But yeah, he had a great game. The Batchat had a pretty good game as well, and there was also that Panther 2 that helped me out with the heavy tanks. 1,359 XP in this game. Still almost as much as Centurion 7, but it is a lower tier tank. You're less likely to do loads and loads of damage. Still a pretty good game though, so yeah, I am very happy with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you on the battlefield.